Welcome to the Montgomery Small Cap CEO series. Today we have the CEO-elect of IMDEX, Paul House. Paul joins us to discuss his results.
Well, we had a great first half of the year. Our record revenue for IMDEX, up 2% on our previous high. That translated or fell through to a full 12% growth in EBITDA, which is a very strong conversion rate for us. And exemplifies, I think, the strength of our operating model and our ability to bring incremental margin into the business. Our balance sheet is superbly strong. Our net cash is up 24%, and positioning us very well for our future capital management activities.
So I think there were some mega mergers going on. Perhaps you want to give us a sense of how that impacted the business?
So the underlying drivers in the industry are strong. There is a strong need to replace reserves that are being taken out of the ground at a faster rate than they're being replaced. That is leading to some increased drilling exploration budgets and programs, plus some industry consolidation between some of the resource players. So when that happens, you see a small break while they put the properties together and work out what they're going to do. And then they come out of the other end of that with extra fire and plans to drill.
So clear air ahead of us. The operational gearing in the business, I mean, revenue grew at 2%, EBITDA grew at 12%. That shows significantly strong cost control. And your balance sheet, as you mentioned, in a pretty strong position to take advantage of some of those opportunities you've been outlining in your strategy now for quite some time. Perhaps it's worthwhile just picking up on a couple of those areas of your strategy and give us the picture there.
Yeah, happy to. So our strategy is really focused around three areas. Our core business and all of the assets that we have inside that have a very strong growth platform. So historically, when you look at our strategy graphic that we include in our presentations, you can see our core business has an opportunity to grow by placing more products in solution form into an existing drill program.
Right.
So we have a great opportunity to increase our revenue from 1 to 2 products per drill program to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 products per drill program, depending on what the project geologist is looking to achieve at that particular site. And then we have a clear strategic plan to grow our product portfolio as we lift and bring new technologies into our portfolio. The core vibe maghammer extractor technologies best describe that opportunity to grow our product roadmap. And then we're also moving further into the mining value chain by moving from just the exploration and development market across into the mining production market. So the attractiveness of that for us is that we have no technology barriers. We understand the technology that we're deploying. We know the clients that we're working with. We're just finding new forms to deploy our existing technology. Indeed, the result that we've delivered recently is inside of our core business alone. So the opportunity by growing our addressable market through product extension and market extension just further gives us a playground to go and earn revenues for our business.
So Paul, last time you came in to see us, we talked about your new product releases. And I believe Core Vibe is the first product there that's going to become commercialized. Can you give us an update on how that product's going in the market now?
Certainly. So you're right, that suite of drilling productivity technologies that we have, we're actively working on. Core Vibe is at the front of that queue. So we've completed the manufacture of the first 50 tools that we had planned to make before Christmas. We've also set up our production facility in Salt Lake City. And now we're looking at taking a list of trials, running those tools in a commercial trial environment and then converting them to active rental. So that process is well underway. We have a pipeline of, it was 47 trials, it's now closer to 60 trials. And so we're working really hard now with our drilling and resource company partners to find the right project, to train their teams up and then deploy those tools into the market. So all on schedule.
And the feedback from those customers, are they getting the same type of value out of those tools that you thought that could have arrived? I mean, is the productivity gains, are they there?
Absolutely. So we have, out of all of the trials we've run, we keep seeing the same confirmation that the improvements in rate of penetration and the improvements in overall drilling productivity are available. So we have to select the right projects to deploy them on, so the right hard ground conditions, but the feedback has been excellent.
The blast dog technology, that's the technology that perhaps takes you into a broader market than the existing suite of tools. Perhaps you can give us a sense of how that's going along.
Sure. So We're very excited about the BlastDog technology. It moves us from exploration and resource development further into the mining value chain and the mining and production space in particular. It's got great use in drill and blast applications. The technology is undergoing engineering prototype trials. We've run trials in the USA, in Australia twice, and now in South America. So we run it it's commodity agnostic, and so far the amount of data that we're getting is richer than has ever been produced before in a drill and blast environment. And so we're very excited about the potential for that product to go to market.
Can you give us an update on the outlook and perhaps how the second half has started for you?
Right, so externally the outlook is very strong. So resource companies have increased budgets and plans to increase their amount of drilling activity in H2 and beyond. And all of that is driven by those underlying fundamentals of strong commodity prices and the need to replace diminishing reserves. For us, we've just had the strongest January that we've ever had on record. We've seen a very strong uptake in new technologies that we're putting into the market. And so we expect that to continue right through the second half and then strongly into FY21 as we bring even more new technologies to market.
Paul, it's one thing to develop all these new technologies, it's another to go out to the market and sell them. What is it that gives you the confidence that you can go out there and get these products sold?
So one of IMDEX's most underrated assets is its global footprint. So we are present today on some 70% of minerals drilling projects around the world, which is, by comparison, I don't think there's many other companies in the world that can make such a claim. The asset for us is that whenever we build a new technology, we already have a relationship in the major drilling areas around the world to be able to put those products into market.
So, Australian company, innovating, R&D, taking it to the world.
We're a global company. We just happen to be based in Australia.
Fantastic. So thank you to Paul House, CEO-elect of IMDEX. That was an interesting update. We'll be keeping our eye on IMDEX's fortunes going forward.